What's up, everybody? Hans Rockwell here with the Rockwell Rundown. I'm your host. I'm going to start off with just saying thank you guys for supporting us over this time period. I know we haven't posted a lot of stuff recently, but man, there's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to briefly go over it because I've had to film this several times now because my iPhone storage keeps coming up and stopping the video. Really freaking frustrating, to be honest. I really need to figure out how I'm going to work around all this. But besides that, we're going to talk about sponsorship. Homegrown Athletics, right behind me. Go check them out on Instagram. They got stuff up on Amazon that you guys definitely need to look at. It's really good stuff, high quality hip bands and stuff like that. So if you got tight hips like I do from all the years of wrestling, it's a great way to warm up. Especially like on a leg day too. I would imagine that those are great, which I should probably be using those considering that my hip flexors are always killing me. Another sponsor is Equip Protein, beef isolate protein. Dude, you guys need to get your hands on this. Nobody has bought any through my discount code. Absolutely insane, because you get high quality protein at a discount. Why would you not be trying to do that, you know? The link is in my bio on Instagram. Go check them out. Really good. I've been using it for like the last 3 months now. I really like it. High quality stuff, and it doesn't hurt my stomach like whey protein. Another sponsorship is, this is the big one, Flow Space mats. Now, if you follow me on any social media, you've probably seen me post about these portable inflatable mats. Now, a lot of people were like making fun of them and stuff like that too. I saw in some of the comments, like, oh, it's just a big air mattress and stuff like that. Dude, those people have no idea what they're talking about. I have my hands on these, and some of my students and wrestlers have literally used this, and they are genuinely shocked at the quality of this mat. It's amazing. And the people who run the company, they seem like amazing people. They're constantly communicating with me, and they started this whole creator program, and they have all of us like in these meetings and stuff. It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty excited to be a part of this because I feel like I'm like actually a part of their team. It's nuts. So I definitely want to support them. But dude, these mats are perfect for those who go to jiu-jitsu comps and wrestling tournaments and stuff like that, and there's never any mat space. It's a 10x10 inflatable mat that is incredibly easy to set up. Like, I'm not kidding you. You guys need to get your hands on this. It comes with everything you literally need. A bag that fits the whole thing, the air compressed thing that fills up the thing in like a minute or two, and then you have your own space wherever you are. Wherever. I use it at my house with my kids when they want to roll around in the living room and they don't want to wrestle on the hardwood floor or the carpet. It's great for drilling on your own. Dude, I'm telling you, get your hands on these. And at a discount code. Link is in my bio on Instagram. So for the Equip Protein and the Flow Space mat, my discount code is Rockwell Grappling, no space, and all capital letters. Message me if you need some guidance, okay? It's like a 10 to 15% discount on both of those, I'm pretty sure. And I get a little bit of cut, so you'll be supporting me when you use my discount code. But why would you want to pay for something at full price when you could get it for a discount? You know, it seems a little foolish to me. And there's a lot of people out there. If you don't want to support me, that's totally fine. There's other people's discount codes that you can go and get. You just got to find them. But if you like what I'm doing, you like what I do on social media, and you want your hands on, you know, the beef isolate protein or the Flow Space wrestling mat / jiu-jitsu mat, use my discount code or just use my link in my bio. It'll take you directly to the site where you can purchase it. Another thing is I want to give a shout out to our Rockfin page. Now, Rockfin is an app or like a social media basically that my dad has been using for quite a while for all of the Oregon wrestling rankings in high school. He's been doing the rankings for like 20 freaking years. And on Rockfin, he finally gets paid for it, but people have to do it through memberships. So if you want to continue to get rankings, and these rankings literally, they don't mean anything at any tournament, which is hilarious because my dad's gotten messages over the years of people being like, why would you have this person ranked here? And stuff. It's like, dude, honestly, the ranks don't even matter. But what I tell coaches is if you are looking to see who's at what weight, who's doing what at what tournament, like kids to pay attention to, you need to be a part of our community on the Rockfin page so that you can see those kinds of people, because we look at every single tournament in Oregon. I'm getting used to it. I do the girls side. My brother does the boys side. But we're going to be trying to post more content there, all those kinds of things. So you guys need to be a part of it. I think it's like $5 a month or something like that to get those things. So if you're not trying to be a member when wrestling season isn't going on, it's totally fine. We won't make as much money. It's fine. Our main service is the rankings. But if you're in the middle of wrestling season, you should be a subscriber, because you get all that information. And it's good stuff, I want to try and post more like interviews with coaches. I want to post separate episodes of the podcast with coaches. I have a lot of stuff going on, so it's hard for me to just take away that time to try and learn these kinds of things. So just bear with me. I'm going to try and push more to get those stuff and get more content on Rockfin so that you guys are getting, what you paid for. You're getting something out of it, even in the off season when you're not getting the rankings. So go check them out. The Oregon Wrestling Forum, I'm pretty sure, is the exact Rockfin thing. I also have all these links. They're in my bio on Instagram. Go check it out. Give me a follow, stuff like that. Or just message me, and I can let you know what's up. So NCAA tournament just happened. What a great tournament. Absolutely loved it. Best weight classes were 133, 184, and 157. They were the deepest weight classes, in my opinion. Man, some freaking awesome wrestling. Jax Forrest, what can you say other than he's a freaking beast? Is he not the most exciting wrestler to watch right now? He scores so many points. It's insane. I couldn't even imagine wrestling him. Me and him have a common opponent, actually. And I'm way older than this guy. Like, this dude's like 19. I'm literally 10 years older than him. We have a common opponent, Nathan Tomasello. I wrestled Nathan Tomasello when I was going into my junior year of high school. Jax Forrest also wrestled Nathan Tomasello when he was going into his junior year of high school or something like that. And I got tech-falled by Nathan Tomasello. Jax Forrest tech-falled Nathan Tomasello. Pretty insane. So I always thought that was kind of cool that I have a connection in that sense. But, dude, Jax Forrest is a beast. Ben Davino, really good. Marcus Place, really good. Aaron Seidel, really, really good. But Jax Forrest dominated everybody. I thought him and Aaron Seidel was going to be closer, but it wasn't. He looked insane. He is out of this world good. I would love to continue to watch him wrestle. And it's crazy because he has a weird build. Like, he doesn't look strong. Honestly, he doesn't even look very athletic. Like, he doesn't look like what you would think a wrestler would look like. And he's insane. Robideau, dude, freaking clutch. Now, I will say I feel bad for PJ Duke because that ref, I think, kind of blew that call. I don't know what would have happened if he would have continued to maybe score that takedown or Robideau would have defended and got away. I don't know what would have happened. But the problem is that the ref intervened too early, and now we have a controversy, and it sucks. I'm totally okay with Robideau winning, though. He's a freaking beast. But I feel for those situations. It just sucks because you want to know who's the better man. It sucks when wins like that happen. 184, McAnally, baby. That dude's a dog. I love that guy. He's sick. He's fun to watch. I'm glad he beat Rocco Welsh because Rocco Welsh, it wrestles a lot like Carter Starocci. Freaking boring as heck, dude. I'm sorry to say it. Anybody who loves, Penn State, I love Penn State too, man. But I also hate watching people go out there and just stall. Now I know there's an art, and I would never be at that level. I would never wrestle at that level. I would never even touch those guys' legs, ever. My point is that these guys put my kids to sleep. If I want to get my kids to bed early, I'm gonna put a Carter Starocci match on, and they'll probably go to bed in a couple minutes because that shit's boring, dude. I'm sorry. Impressive that he won 5 national titles. I get it, man. He's a freaking beast. And he's incredibly hard to score on. But holy crap, dude. These guys, they don't want to shoot on people until the last. They're fucking wrestling the last 30 seconds of the match. It's insane. Same with Antrell Taylor. I don't care what anybody says. I like good wrestling. That's why Aiden Valencia and Shane Van Ness was such an awesome match because those guys were freaking getting after it the whole time. How could you not want to watch that? And that's why Jax Forrest is loved by everybody. As soon as the whistle blows, he's looking to put points on the board. And the reason why I like it so much is because that's how I wish I wrestled. But it's hard, man. It's hard to wrestle like that. So, you can call me a hater all you want. I like to watch people go out there and wrestle, not just be in their freaking stance for 7 minutes and then score a takedown at the very last 30 seconds. I'm a spectator now. I'm a fan of the sport. Entertain me. I'm entertained by good wrestling. I like scrambles and stuff like that. I love wrestling. And I can admire the fact that these guys win every single time. Like Carter Strotry always wins. He always wins. But I don't even know if he wins in the end because I'm asleep. Sorry. That's just my 2 cents on that. So you guys can be all upset about it all you want, but that's just how I feel. And I know I'm not the only one. Pushing past that, I honestly found it hard to believe that Penn State beat their team record again because I actually thought they underperformed. Like Brandon Davis didn't place, Marisola didn't place. That was crazy, and they still beat the record. And Oklahoma State freaking cracked at the NCAA tournament. They're really good. And that team race is a lot closer now than we realize because a lot of those guys are young on both sides. It's going to be really interesting seeing how those teams play out over the years. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah, it's cool, and I love wrestling. It's great. It's a great time to be a fan of wrestling, especially college wrestling. But let's get into high school wrestling. Our high school season's finally over. I coach the women's high school team here in our town, and then I'm like the boys' assistant. And our season's finally over. Man, I know a lot of coaches are excited when season's over because you finally have your weekends back. I felt like I barely saw my family during those times because I also teach jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. And, adding that to your plate when you're a head wrestling coach is a lot. Because you got every Saturday's booked. It's rough. But I'm glad the season's over, and I'm really happy how the season went. But something that I really wanted to talk about is head coaches and developing their program. What is the number one thing I think helps develop kids and programs? How do you become a successful program? And that is you as a head coach for the high school level, in this case, you need to have your hands in all of the programs, all the way down. I need to have my hands in the junior high program, and I need to have my hands in the kids club program. That's how it needs to be done because you guys all are on the same pyramid. At the very base, kids club level. The next base, junior high, and your minor whatever leagues or whatever. And then at the top is your high school. You guys need to all be in communication. High school guy, he's like your head dude. And all these other guys need to be coordinating this way because the idea is to get all these kids all the way up this pyramid, and they need to know all these things by the time they get to the top. And if you have zero relationship with any of these kids, any of these coaches, who frickin' knows what they're showing them? They could be showing all the stuff that you want them to show completely wrong. Now, I'm not saying that all the way at the top coaches don't do that already, but what I've seen in successful programs is that the kids club is where it starts. You're going to get those kids, here and there that just come in and they do really well. But for the most part, you don't want to be teaching kids how to wrestle right when they get to high school. That's the most frustrating thing ever, getting a kid that comes out their freshman year and you're like, man, this kid's a freak athlete, but they'll probably never be a state placer because it's not enough time. Everybody knows that wrestling, for one, specifically, you need a lot of time in that sport because there's so many things that take place in the sport of wrestling. You can get away with having a pretty green player on a basketball team or a soccer team or a football team and them just being a good athlete because you have other players to help carry that guy or girl. Wrestling, it's not like that. It's one person. So from a coaching standpoint in wrestling, you need to know what's being taught at the bottom level all the way up. And you can let them have their full range. Like we didn't even have to tell our junior high coach because he knew. He was like, hey, I'm teaching them this. What do you think? And we're like, yeah, that's great. He goes, I want them to know these things by the time they get to you. And I was like, that's exactly what you should be doing. It's exactly what you should be doing. And then I'm the kids club coach, and I have like 10 parents helping me coach. It's awesome. And I feel like this town is starting to get into the wrestling town mode, and we're a soccer town, and maybe we're a basketball town now too because our basketball team took second at state. But, like our basketball team did really well because those kids that are on that team, they've been playing together since they were like in the fourth grade or something. Like they've been playing for a super long time together. So they all know how to work together. They all play at a high level and they've been doing it for a long time. But if you don't have any development below that, what's going to happen when those kids leave, And that's the same thing with wrestling. If we're not developing these kids, we have one good team. Well, what about, and we focus only on these kids? What about everybody else? If we don't put any focus on them, we're going to suffer. So, and that's not me. I wasn't trying to throw shade or something like that. That's just me like giving examples and advice, because like when I first started coaching, there was a lot of things that I didn't know. I didn't want to help at the kids club level. I wanted to help high school. I wanted to help kids who already knew how to wrestle, because I wanted to work on the details and the advanced stuff. And like when I first started coaching, I was showing them every freaking move I knew, every technique, all these things, and they didn't learn nothing. They didn't learn anything because I thought they needed to know everything, and they didn't learn one thing. And that sucks, because I didn't do those kids justice. Now I don't do that, and our kids are getting better, and I think that's something that young coaches do when they first get in. They want to show them a lot of different things, all these new plays, all these high-level stuff. And honestly, that's a social media thing too on top of that. These kids, they want to learn all these super advanced techniques and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of the time, it's not even advanced techniques. It's just straight-up garbage that doesn't work at any level other than wrestling kids who are brand new. And they don't even understand the basics. So it's like, you got to know the basic. You got to have a foundation before you start adding pillars and roofing and all these kinds of things to your house of technique of wrestling before you add all those things. Because if you have no foundation, you can't do all those other things. Like I'll see kids, they're hitting like crazy Jack's Forest moves and they can barely sprawl. And it's like, what are you doing, dude? Why are you spending all this time learning this move? Like, that's another thing too, is when parents at the kids club level, especially, this is usually when it happens, they're like, why, how come the kids aren't learning like new moves and stuff like that? And I'm like, it's because your kid still doesn't know how to do a sprawl. Your kid doesn't know how to do a double leg. So we're going to keep doing this until they know how to do it, because this is more important than knowing a duck under or a over under throw or some inside trip, some crazy technique. It's like, that's not what's going to win a kid a match. It'll win a match here and there, but out of the majority of your matches, you need to know these things, the foundation of the sport, before you start adding all that other thing. And so I'll have parents come up and tell me that, and I'm just like, look, I'm the coach for a reason, and I'm telling you right now that the stuff you're seeing on the internet and all those kinds of things, your kids shouldn't be doing any of those things. We have it at the high school level, mainly from the kids though, not the parents. They want to be learning all these fancy moves, and they think that one move is what's going to make them a better wrestler, and it's just like, dude, you have no idea. Like Jordan Burroughs, for example, does double legs all day, double legs and singles, and the double legs probably the first move you learn as a kid, and that's all he does. He's literally known for it, and everybody knows he's going to do it, but he's so freaking good at it. He won the Olympics with the very first move that you learn in wrestling, probably. So if that doesn't say what you think I'm saying, if that's not proof, then I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, you're just not understanding, and that sucks, because kids are gonna not get better because of those kinds of things. So just keep that in mind. This is not me trying to throw shade or anything like that, but these are things that I've come across over the years of coaching and dealing with stuff. Like, I've obviously made my mistakes, but if you want to be good at anything, you need to have a good foundation, and that's anything. So something else I wanted to get into is manga and video games. So getting a little nerdy over here, I've been reading manga like crazy lately. I've been reading these ones called The Climber. If you don't know what a manga book is, it's a Japanese comic book, basically. And you have to read it backwards. Like, the book is literally backwards. And you read it in reverse. So instead of starting it on the left side, like a normal book, you have to turn it over, and then you open it that way, and you read right page to left page instead of left to right. It's so weird. But once you read a few, you get used to it. But the stories are amazing. Like the Climber book that I just mentioned, it doesn't sound like that great, but it's really good. It's about this guy who learns mountain climbing and stuff like that, and he wants to be alone, and there's a lot of philosophy and stuff in it, and mind stuff that I really enjoy. Some other ones is like Vinland Saga and Vagabond. I need to read more on Vagabond. Vinland Saga, I've read the whole thing. Amazing. Literally amazing. The anime is really good too. But all your animes and stuff like that, like Dragon Ball Z and stuff, Naruto, all that came from manga. And they're amazing. You guys got to read these. I know I'm a little bit older, and I used to kind of make fun of that kind of stuff. But, dude, I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's really good stuff. You guys need to check it out. But, yeah, I love it. A game I've been playing recently, because I would love to play Arc Raiders or something like that, and I can't. It's just too much time, and that game pisses me off because I always get killed by people that I thought were my friends. I've been playing a game called Dragon Quest XI. Now, I used to hate on this game series just because it looked like really weird, and it literally had the same art style as Dragon Ball Z. But I'm playing Dragon Quest XI. It was recommended to me by somebody, and I love it. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. It's really, really good, and I highly recommend it if you like turn-based combat and like fantasy stuff. You should try it. Because my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy XII. Freaking amazing game, dude. I love it. This game is just like it, except even more. Even more. And that's what I love so much about it. I love a game that I can just dive into whenever I want because I play it on my Steam Deck and be able to just explore for hours and hours and hours. And this game apparently is like 100 hours long. I love that. I can't wait to keep going. I'm already like 20-something out. I think I'm like 30 hours in. And I just love being like lost and hooked on a game. Like I just want to keep going and keep figuring out more of the story and stuff like that. I really like it. But yeah, some of the other stuff I want to explore. Like I want to really get into some of the older games because I collect a lot of PS3, PS2, PS4. I've got Switch games over there, DS games, all that kind of stuff. I really want to find good RPGs. A lot of turn-based stuff. I really enjoy those kinds of games. And if you don't know what turn-based is, think of Pokemon. That's a turn-based game where you literally have to pick your moves, like what you're going to decide to do, and you take turns. I like those kinds of games because there's a lot of strategy involved with that stuff, and I enjoy that aspect of video games. Don't get me wrong. I can play a button-mashing game where I'm just slaying through stuff, but it's just not my cup of tea, like Dynasty Warriors and stuff like that. I don't like those kinds of games. I don't know what it is. It's just I need more than that, and I need to think a lot more when I play my games. I just enjoy that a lot. So if you're kind of like me, and you haven't had any games to play recently, I recommend Dragon Quest XI. You don't need to play any of the other games to know them, and they've done a bunch of remakes recently, and a really cool art style on the Switch, and I believe Steam and stuff like that. Go play them. Like I think 1, 2, and 3 have been remade in this really cool art style. And then they just redid, I believe, number 7 in an even different art style. That looks amazing. They look like really cool games. You guys need to check them out. So that's it for today. I'm not going to go any longer than this because I want to save, some stuff for the future. And hopefully have somebody here in the next episode. I believe I'm going to have a wrestling coach in our next episode. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. So stay tuned. If you want to support, go subscribe to me on TikTok, YouTube. You can become a private member on my Instagram. It's like $1 a month. Rockfin is another way to support, or just follow, like, and repost things when you see stuff from me. That kind of stuff helps a lot. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.